What's up, YouTube? It's Eric, a Lions fan. Thanks for clicking on this video. It's not going to be a beer review today, even though I have it in my original, my beer review format where I have the bottle up here and I have kind of the glassware back here. I'm actually drinking a Ballast Point beer. This is called the Ballast Point High West 2017 Barrel Aged Victory at Sea. It is a Imperial Porter with coffee and vanilla flavors aged in High West bourbon and rye barrels. I think it's kind of okay, guys. It's not necessarily my cup of tea. I wouldn't necessarily buy this beer again. The price is right, though, at $14.99 for a 4-pack. So, but that's going to be the beer plug for today. Actually, what I really want to talk about is the Big Ten tournament and how Michigan and Michigan State did. And I'm just going off of kind of what people have told me and kind of what my family had said and whatnot. Not necessarily, I haven't really watched any... Really, I haven't really watched any Big Ten games all season for the basketball, but usually this time of year, I start getting into college basketball, into the postseason, try to see how teams do. Usually your Dukes, your North Carolinas are usually probably going to do well. Kansas usually does pretty well in the tournament. Villanova, I don't know if necessarily Villanova is going to be doing well, but usually they're kind of in the mix. Arizona's usually pretty good. You know, all those kind of top-tier basketball teams around the country. And I think Michigan can make some noise this year. As you guys know, Michigan won back-to-back Big Ten tournament championships on Sunday, which today is Monday the 5th here. I just looked here on my laptop, which I got propped up here. This is probably going to be coming up here on Wednesday. Most likely going to be Wednesday. But I've been really impressed with Michigan basketball as of late. I mean, they're starting to come around. I've seen, and I'll admit, I haven't been watching basketball, like whole games worth of basketball, of college basketball, but kind of here and there stuff. Michigan State's kind of been up and down. I really thought I did watch the first game of Michigan State when they played Duke. I thought they should have beat Duke that first game. I thought they played well enough to win. And I really thought they should have won that game. But really, this is about Michigan right now. Michigan's kind of been... And then they're starting to be up, and they're starting to peak right now. And this is the time of year where Michigan basketball under John Beilein usually, don't want to say always peaks at, but usually peaks at. He doesn't peak all the time, but this is the time of year where Michigan usually does well. They've been to a national final against Louisville. They've usually have made some kind of noise in the tournament. I hope this is going to be no exception. I think they can make some noise this year. I don't expect Michigan to win a national championship in basketball, although they could make some noise. I'm going to say they're a good basketball team. Any team that goes up against Michigan should not be taken lightly. I mean, they pretty much, I don't want to say dismantled the Purdue team, but they kept them at bay. They didn't allow them to do any three-point shots, although that Haas kid, I'm surprised they didn't keep feeding him the ball to try to keep it close. That's what I would have done if I was Purdue's coach. I would have kept feeding Haas the ball because he was unstoppable. Michigan couldn't stop him. I was really surprised at how Michigan, I don't want to say how bad Michigan defended him, but how bad Purdue didn't feed him the ball more. And the other kid there for Purdue as well. I mean, those two, if they would have put both of those kids in, they probably would have been unstoppable. They probably could have scored at will at every 2 points, and Michigan would have had a hard time trying to keep up with them. I really do think that Michigan kind of still lives and dies at the three, even though they kind of go to the basket a little bit more under this team, under Beilein. They don't take three-point shots as much as they used to anymore. But, you know, I think Michigan, like I said, I think Michigan's peaking right now. I think they're getting the understanding of the offense. Usually... I heard one commentator say usually it takes them this long to really understand and grasp the offense for the year, and this is the time they start peaking, more or less. So Michigan could be an Elite 8 team. I'm going to say that far. They could make an Elite 8. Let's put it that way. Now, Michigan State, on the other hand, is kind of up and down. They're kind of on a down spurt this last, I would say, 3 weeks. Haven't been playing really good basketball. I mean, they had peaks here, peaks and valleys. This is kind of the valley that they're in. Not really a good time to be in the outright Big Ten champions for the regular season and only making a semifinal, and kind of Michigan probably handed it to them there in the semifinal. I watched bits and pieces of it and watched the highlights. I don't know how this Michigan State team is going to do. I really think that Michigan State can make noise. I think they can go all the way to the final game of the year. It's just a matter of if they're going to or not. I think Tom Izzo's a hell of a coach. Although this Larry Nassar stuff, like I said Sunday, with all that going on, and with Mark D'Antonio, he's going to have the same problem this year with the football team. But this is kind of basketball related. Apologize for that. But I know both of those coaches are going to have to deal with that, whether it's football or basketball. You know, Tom Izzo is. I respect Tom Izzo. I didn't really. I don't want to say I didn't respect him at first, but I thought he was a lot like Judd Heathcote, a little bit, maybe even a little bit meaner than Judd. Even though I thought Judd Heathcote was a really good coach, now that I'm looking back on his career, I think Tom Izzo's another great coach. I think he knows his niche. He could have went to Cleveland to be the Cleveland Cavaliers coach back when they were looking for a coach. But he didn't want to deal with all that BS, I guess, is kind of more or less what it is. He knows his niche. Like Tom Krzyzewski and the coach at, who was it, at Syracuse that ended up getting fired. Goodness, all these coaches' names escape me because I haven't been really watching college basketball around the nation. The Williams coach there in North Carolina, they know their niche. They know that they can do good things at the college level instead of going to the pro level. But, you know, Michigan State could be bounced in the first or second round, or they could go all the way to the final game. It's just a matter of which team shows up for the next 3 weeks, I guess. Or actually 4 weeks, because this week now they've got a whole week off for each team to really get back into the groove, get rested, get ready to go for the tournament. I think that it could be a good thing and it could be a bad thing. It could be a bad thing for Michigan, but it could be a good thing for other teams like Michigan State, Wisconsin. I think Wisconsin's going to make it. Probably, there's Michigan State, Michigan. Michigan gets the automatic bid because they've won the tournament. They're going to be in. I think you got Ohio State. I think you got Wisconsin and Purdue. I think are the 5 teams that are probably going to get in. There could be a 6th. But I don't know necessarily, maybe Penn State, but I think Penn State could be on the bubble there. I think Penn State's good enough to get in. It's just a matter of whether or not the NCAA, the tournament committee, that committee there is going to put them in or not. But I think 5 is probably a good number. But I don't know if necessarily those 5 are going to get in. So, but yeah, I mean, it's kind of a toss-up this time of year, guys. I mean, any team could make a run. We've seen George Mason there. Goodness. Can't remember how many years ago that was. You got that team that made that run all the way to the national semifinal. But my money's going to be on Michigan State this year. I think they've got the team to do it. I'm not necessarily going to say they're going to win it all, but I think they should be able to make the final game of the year, the national final. I'm going to go that far. I think they're going to make a national final. I think they can beat Duke. I think they can beat North Carolina. I think they can beat what's the other team that's highly rated? Virginia, but one of the Virginias. I think they can beat those teams. I know they can beat Arizona. It's just a matter of if the team's going to show up, really, is what it is. And I hope they don't get bounced out like they did a couple of years ago to a Middle Tennessee State. That was, to me, they did not play the game plan correctly in that game. I thought they really should have went down to the big guys and just pounded away at those guys because they were outmatched. But they ended up settling for jump shots there. And if Michigan State settles for jump shots against any team, it could be bad trouble for those guys. So, but guys, let me know what you guys think of this Michigan State kind of Big Ten video, the postseason, all that stuff. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. And also do a like, subscribe as well. I'm trying to get into doing more sports stuff and kind of less beer stuff because it really is a sports channel. I'm trying to make that transition to the sports stuff. But guys, if there's topics you guys want me to cover, go ahead and put it down in the comments here as well. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end it here. I'm going to enjoy this Ballast Point. I got one more beer left to do. I might do a beer review on that. It's not my favorite beer, I will admit that. This Ballast Point barrel-aged of Victory at Sea. So, guys, I'm going to end it here and say I hope you guys enjoyed this video and hope to see you guys again soon. Deuces, guys. Take care and have a good day.